Stardate 48573.8. With the memories from the future slowly returning forth, each one of you guys have been slowly trying your best to continue as you did before, with some of the knowledge that you now carry. And with that, we're going to start off. You're not there. Arif, you are walking down the streets of Paris in your usual uniform, along with Captain Prax as your. You feel like you've been here before, doing this. This seems like multiple times over and over again.
If I may, just to clarify, is it a feeling of deja vu, as in I've walked down the street, or is it more I've walked down the street with Prax
Um,
this exact?
More like repetition, like not just. You feel like you've walked down with Prax, but also other crew members. From also people who from other ships that have been, posted part of the task force. And you're just engaging in idle conversation as you feel like you've been walking the same path from the transporter relay to this pub.
Wait a second. We didn't skip ahead in time, did we? Or are we back to? We're back to skipping ahead, right?
You're in your first contact uniform. I will put it that way. It is not your usual uniform.
Okay. Um, how does Captain Prax look in terms of? Does she look essentially the same as I remember her?
Older, slightly.
I'm gonna stop suddenly and say, Captain Prax, if I may.
Um, yes, you should join Roll20 as a player. Yes, I know you're thinking, Commander, walking down the street over and over again is getting very repetitious. But from what the doctors have told me, if we are wishing to implant the memory for the transfer to ensure that it goes through smoothly, repetition is the key to all of this.
Hmm. I'm not sure if it requires some sort of check or something, but can I try to attempt to determine whether or not A, Prax is being genuine, B, if there's any telltale signs that Prax might either not be real, like, or some sort of facsimile? Because I have to be honest, Arif at the moment is feeling a little confused.
As you should be. Um, no check is really needed. Impressions feel like they're genuine, but you feel like uh, you're reliving something.
In that case, I'm gonna stay immobile and say, well, what happens if I were to just stop walking?
Do you stop walking?
Yeah. No, well, I'm asking out loud, what would happen if I were to just stop walking?
I I can't tell you that.
That's in character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm okay. In which case, I'll simply nod, understanding, and I'll lean up against the wall, and I'll say, "Well, when you feel as if you can, I think you know where to find me."
I think we've done this enough. Computer and program.
Oh, that's nifty. What number repetition was that? My guess is
Uh,
19.
well, try 22 for me. Um, I think I need a break before we head to sick bay.
You'll have to forgive my apparent confusion. Why was this walking necessary?
Uh, to force the familiarity that we're walking down the same path when we finally get our memories in the past.
Well, it would seem. Oh, wait a second. Arif's just gonna look at Prax for a second and say, and just you'll have to excuse me again, but just to clarify, currently we are on.
We're on the expedition in orbit around Vorkala Prime, Commander. I think you need some sleep.
I think you might be right. I'll tell you what. Why don't you head down to sick bay? I'll head down to my quarters to take a nap, and then after I'm feeling a little better, I'll head to get scanned.
See you in a few hours.
Understood, Captain. Thank you. Bless you.
She says thank you.
And I'll I'll turn on my heel and head out, and I will probably forego the quarters for now, but instead go to whatever their version of 10 forward is.
Okay. Um, Dr. Vogel, Mr. Garibaldi, you have been doing this repetition for what seems like hours as you walk from the transporter hub to the pub where you're told that you'll meet everyone at in the past for the memory transfer.
Okay.
How many times does that make this?
Wait, haven't we been here before? Uh, all right, well, let's try again, I guess.
We've done this 20 plus times. How many more times do they want us to do this?
At least this time.
That's cute.
Well, guess I'll walk to the door.
This seems awful weird. Can I
Is there anything in there?
can I access my symbiote's memories?
Yeah, what memories?
Just making sure I have a symbiote. Feel like I missed a session. Everybody's gonna look at Vogel. I'm a lieutenant today, right?
You guys are technically walking about remembering, reliving memories.
The question is why? Why do they keep making us do this? Interesting. Maybe it's some sort of psychological test, or interesting.
Yeah, I think you guys don't understand what's happening here. We're reliving memories.
We're not here. Okay.
Okay. I'm just. I don't know if this is if out of character. I don't know if this is the GM is doing this intentionally, or I feel like I missed a session.
This is intentional.
Definitely intentional.
Yes.
I mean, what's the rank insignia on my collar?
Lieutenant. Junior grade, I believe.
Okay. Okay, I'll play along.
yeah, that's all you could do is just play along. I think Doctor asked why do they keep making us do this, and Vogel will respond. I guess whatever the captain has planned, I guess this is part of it. They want us to remember walking to this establishment, and I'll point to the sign above the door. As if we are really familiar with the place.
Has the sign changed at all?
I feel like I'm familiar with the place.
I swear I could walk these streets like it was. I know these streets like they're the back of my hand. We've done this so many times.
Which is strange because I don't remember ever actually going to Paris.
Well, I've never been to, so wonder what the holodeck can do.
Let's at least go inside. Maybe we can. Maybe they'll let us get a beer in the simulation this time.
You know, it'd be nice to get off my feet for a while. Maybe a little simulated lunch too.
Well, at least the food is always good. The simulated lunch.
I think I'll try the pastrami this time.
The best thing about the simulated lunch is you can't get fat from it. The terror quality will stride in.
Vogel will limp in, using her, taking it easy as, she still walks with a little bit of a limp.
Suddenly, you find yourself in a place that's not too familiar, sitting around what appears to be some sort of large device, and all of you are currently inspecting it. Is unlike Federation technology, but it seems to be more of a, clean type look to it.
Yeah.
More of a clean look than Federation technology.
Well, it has like a clean look, like it's glossy and shiny and stuff.
All right, what is it? Do we know what its function is?
Give me insight security difficulty 1. Gain a momentum.
I think that's Whitfield leader.
I try to tell the cat their locations in the scene.
Good work, Commander Reef, for securing the rest of the station. Appears, I guess, they've done some work to this apparatus. I do have Mendrock and Indon currently working on that temporal transporter to at least hopefully get it tried up and running to figure out where Minister Shoha went to and his merry bunch of men.
Apparatus. That's what we're calling this bomb. Excuse me.
Well, until Mr. Vemel is a bit more forthcoming on the matter, unfortunately, yes, it is a certain apparatus, but I guess bomb is the appropriate terminology, Mr. Garibaldi or Mr. Quinnix.
The shoe fits.
We need to try and figure out what they took from this with them.
Be more worried about whether or not what they took could be used to create a smaller device of this type, whatever it is.
Do we have blueprints of the original that we can compare?
I'll see if I can get that from them. See what you can learn from here, Vogel and Commander Reef.
Well, excellent. And if you can, let's get those forwarded to us as soon as possible. It definitely seems like they would be a boon to our endeavor.
In the meantime, though, I think conducting our own investigation is appropriate as well. You don't know if they could be giving us false information or not.
Of course. Currently, Vogel's not my officer, I don't believe. So I'm going to look to Garibaldi and say, you heard the captain, chief. Let me know what you find out. I will, if you need anything, I will stand back here and observe.
Lieutenant Vogel, assist them if you could.
Hi, Captain.
I'll return once I know more information. And Captain Prax leaves the room.
I'll start trying to dig into their database, see what I can dig up.
Garibaldi is going to spend some more time studying the device.
I need a reason security difficulty 2 from you, Garibaldi, and then Vogel, I need a let's go either control plus engineering or security difficulty 2 to bypass their security systems.
Computers focus.
Yes.
You said diff 2.
Div 2, yeah. Div 2 for both.
Gary Boulder, you should probably go first because I think you have rerolls.
Yeah. I'm just trying to decide how many extra dice to buy.
All of them, always.
No, but I feel like this is important. So I'm going to give you a momentum and 2 threat for 2 extra die. They don't really have a focus that applies, so I'll buy some extra die instead. Or generate some momentum.
I used one of the ones gained. Ooh.
You succeed, but there's a complication.
Of course there is.
We could probably buy it off.
Yeah, we got 2 momentum. Or I should say we had.
That's why I wanted you to go first. I didn't have a reroll. Oh, speaking of which, if you wanted to reroll that 0, just try to fish.
Yeah, shit. Oh, looky there. Good catch.
Tomorrow's Friday, isn't it?
And Vocal, you gain access to essentially their database.
All right, I'll try to find whatever schematics I can about this device.
Insight, security, or engineering difficulty 2.
Same computers.
At increased complication.
I'll take it.
If I tell Vogel that there are 5 key components missing and some mullet pieces, would that like qualify to give him an assist die?
No.
Could I assist with the constant stream of encouragement?
You can create an advantage. I mean, you can assist if you want to help, guide Vogel, or create some sort of advantage for her.
What is the issue?
You know what? In order to create the advantage, I would need to spend my determination, correct?
You either roll for it or your determination, but it depends on what kind of advantage you want to create.
For the most part, I'd like to. I know that we've all been under a decent amount of stress lately. Certainly in the past couple of days, and our little repetitious walk was absolutely no picnic. So I just kind of want to be encouraging and calming and try to see if I can clear her mind a little bit. Maybe create an advantage that way, get her to focus.
I'm going to let you know this. The repetition walk thing, you don't think that's happened yet. Like, get the feeling like right now, like that's the.
Okay, my fault. In which case, it's still a rather stressful situation,
Yes.
given the givens. Yeah, maybe make it a little easier for her to focus and really try to lock down on the specific problem instead of the nebulous one.
I mean, Vogel's just trying to pull up the schematics for the weapon. It is a difficulty 2 task. Your task is going to be a difficulty 2 as well because you're trying to create an advantage.
Yeah, I don't think we really need it.
Fair enough.
I will use the momentum though.
Okay.
Get it back. Yeah, you have a schematic pulled up.
Lieutenant Garibaldi, I think I got something.
What you got, LT?
Looks to be the schematic of whatever that is, and I'll kind of circle point at it.
All right. Jim, can I map? Can I look at the schematic? Can I now figure out what the missing components were? And I'll point them out to Vogel as I'm looking at it.
I'm gonna tell you now, some of that stuff is going to be, it is engineering gibberish to you. However, the device is labeled as a temporal bomb. It is used as a last resort weapon to essentially annihilate a targeted inhabitants without destroying the planet itself. Essentially erasing them from the timeline.
So, out of character, it's similar to the Krenon.
Yes.
That can't be good.
No. I'd sure like to know who took the missing pieces.
Well, it's time shenanigans, Chief. As much as we know, it could be us.
Now it couldn't be. I'd have left myself a note.
You probably would.
I mean, I probably wrote it in code and then didn't tell myself how to decipher it, but I'd have written myself a note.
I don't know. It's almost like that this device was disassembled.
Well, certainly there are pieces most missing. 5 major components and some smaller things. I think it's possible they took what they need to build a smaller one somewhere else.
If I'm reading this schematic right, though, it doesn't. Even with what they took, it doesn't look like the device would be operational. Seems like they need every single component that's listed here for this device to work.
Are the components that aren't missing, or I'm sorry, that aren't missing, are they easily manufactured or replicated?
Ooh, I have a lot of questions. That'll be the first question. Are the things that are? I guess we should ask not the ones that are missing, but are the ones that they didn't take easily replicatable? Uh,
Heck of a question.
It looks like most of the components here are too complex to be replicated. It looks like even these smaller components would still need to be fabricated somehow.
All right, Lieutenant. Then why don't we just destroy this part, depriving whoever of being able to complete the device?
I will remind you, Prax, before she left the room, said that she will be checking on Mendrock and Don, who are currently working on the temporal transporter to try and get it up and running again because it is currently offline.
I hate when things are all fun. Because they're so unavailable.
I mean, if this thing is needs to be fabricated and it's complicated to make, I still don't understand why don't we just destroy this thing?
Waste not, want not, Chief. We might need it to try to figure out how to destroy the next one.
We have the schematics, so
That's true, but if whoever took missing critical components perhaps found alternate ways to finish and build the device, it might be useful to keep it around for a little bit longer just in case. That being said, I do like the way you think, and I wouldn't be opposed to you rigging up some sort of automatic self destruct system for it.
You got nothing better to do.
Maybe lock it in a secure lab somewhere.
I do think the chief have made a good point about its existence. I think if we can't control it, then it's better off gone. And as well, quite frankly, we've had some experience. Locked labs and locked rooms are pretty easily opened given the right leverage and the right motivation.
well, most of our security codes aren't that hard to break. Oh, excuse me. Hi, Captain.
Just got word from the other team working on the temporal transport. It would appear that Minister Shoha and 5 other companions of his transported to somewhere in the past.
Any idea where?
Or when?
It would appear Earth 2371.
And those are the ones that took the components off of this bomb.
Would appear so.
Luckily, they don't have one that's operational.
Is there something significant? You'll have to excuse me, Captain. My Earth history isn't as great as it should. Was there something significant that happened in Earth in 2371?
Not really.
Not much I can recall, but no. That would be the anniversary year for the Federation, or the 210th anniversary of the founding of the Federation, and 130th whatever anniversary of Starfleet at that time, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm. That's funny. If memory serves, I was on Earth at that point. It's been a while, but something about a speech.
As myself included, at the time, though I was lucky enough to do a honorable speech at that time, but I did manage to keep trying to dodge out of attending admiral balls. That the first officer of my post at the time kept trying to drag me along with. So
That's certainly fair. It wasn't one for the record books. It's no ask not what you can do for your, or ask not what your country can do for you. But it had its moments.
That's not what you.
I remember that one. That was Reagan, right?
Oh, one of those Earth presidents.
Well, all them ones before World War III blend together anyway.
Well, that's fair. What can I say? Earth is their history is pretty standard and forgettable.
so
Nope.
what else did we learn about this thing? Do you think they could assemble it back in 2371?
They'd have to build the casings, from what I understand Lieutenant Vogel said.
They have quite some time to get it correct, also.
What do you think, Lieutenant Vogel? You had all the materials. How long do you think it would take to put together this?
Well, it would all depend on if they have all the materials needed readily in place. But I would imagine someone experienced could get this put back together fairly quickly.
You need to not work the night shifts with nobody paying attention.
Keep that up, will make you a character.
Ooh, tell her to roll Barb.
I take it they can't hear me.
Oh, they can.
Oh, we definitely
Hello.
can.
What components are left, Lieutenant Vogel?
Garibaldi will help by handing Vogel a list.
Look, Vogel.
Do you have a list somewhere?
I'm going to send it to you if you. It's a momentum spend.
Free question? Since I have the schematic and still have 2 questions left.
Why do you have 2 questions left?
Position, studious, and
You already used one of them.
yeah, I get 3.
How do you get 3?
Position, studious, and there's one more, I think. Oh no, never mind. I'm thinking I have high-res sensors. Never mind.
Yeah.
So I should have one more question. And these are what they're missing or what they have, or what we think they have.
No, this is what is currently left on the device.
Okay, so I'm looking at the stuff. Looks like we have a micro antimatter core, micro deflector array, spatial phase relay, gravimetric pulse unit, and a few microchips and power relays. And I think I might ask that question for the momentum. Okay. But it looks like a lot of the smaller components, Captain, should be easily obtainable.
Well, study the schematics as best you can, and make sure we pass along to everybody. We'll probably need to go back into the past and try and stop them somehow.
Understood, Captain. I'll ask Mendrock to take a look at this too. He's a more accomplished engineer than I am.
Understood. And with that, we go to the next scene.
Oh no, we lost the momentum. Oh wait.
Vogel, you wake up in your dorm tired and as if you just had the weirdest jumble of dreams that you possibly could ever have. That felt very much real.
Oh, what the hell was that about?
It must have been an interesting dream. You were mumbling all night long. Never heard you talk in your sleep before.
Had the weirdest dream.
I hope it's not about our finals today.
Oh, not the astrophysics final.
Well, I currently am not taking the astrophysics, but good luck with that. Hey, look at this way. At least we get the next 2 weeks off for our summer break.
I'm looking forward to that. Where are you spending your time?
I don't know. I was thinking about a trip to Mexico, or maybe just go to Florida. Though I hear Paris is nice this time of year. Never been to the Louvre.
Oh, I was just there a couple days ago.
She kind of looks a bit shocked. Really? What's it like?
Yeah. It's pretty crowded. Way too many people for me.
Surprised you lasted this long in San Francisco then. Well, anyway, don't take too long. I'm heading to my morning classes. See you at flights training.
See you then. Then Vogel's going to take a nice sonic shower before heading to her classes.
And you do that and you get ready to head to your final classes. Garibaldi, you wake up from having the most vivid dreams you've had in a long time, and you check your, like, rub your abdomen and realize, and think real hard, trying to think you might have a symbiote, but you don't. Oh, you went AFK.
I caught symbiote, but you don't.
You wake up after having the most vivid dreams that you've ever had in a long time, and you wake up thinking you have a symbiote, and then you dawn on you that you don't. But it really felt like you did.
Oh, that's weird. I haven't had that dream in a while. So what class did I oversleep and miss? I mean, what's on Garibaldi's class schedule today? Whatever it is, he'll get up and get cleaned up and go to class.
Calculus 2 and also your Psychology 101. The introduction of it.
Oof. Still stuck in intro. Oof. That's my third year. That sucks.
Your second year. 5-year. I mean, medical usually is like 6 years. So.
Yeah, he'd still probably have 101 though.
Yeah.
Unless he flunked it.
Who knows?
Now it's engineering that Garibaldi fails. Yeah, I'll go to class. Probably. He thinks maybe I just ate some weird calamari. That would probably bring out dreams of worm-like symbiotes.
And you set off to start your final exams before heading off for the 2-week summer break and starting the next semester in 2 weeks. Lieutenant Arif, you wake up in your room in, I believe you said Boston is where your character is currently staying at.
Why not? I'll take it.
And you wake up after having one of the probably more vivid dreams you've had in a long time.
Well, that was certainly something. I'm going to think to myself. is as I'm gonna kind of try to shake off the sleepies and ponder that. I will replicate myself a cup of coffee and um, take a quick look at the itinerary to see if I have anything scheduled for today.
You do not.
Interesting. A free day. Uh, so would Arif remember? As I look out, it is 2371, right?
Yes.
Okay. Um, hmm. Uh,
You look like you have your uniform, like it's kind of like your typical Starfleet uniform. It's kind of, hanging in a spot where you remember putting up at, but you were expecting to find a different uniform, but it's your older uniform that you used to wear. You want to say you think, 8 or so years ago, but
I want to stay with that feeling if I can, and
that's fine.
try to. I don't really know how else to put it, but like sink into it or let it envelop me, and just kind of do a little self sanity check if I'm having a weird morning or if I should actually kind of pay attention to this feeling.
Uh, give me Insight Command difficulty 1.
Insight command, absolutely. For the record, out of character, I get this feeling quite often when I try to remember how much cheese I ate in the middle of the night. Alrighty. Um, I just have to ask, would temporal phenomenon be a focus?
Not in this case, no.
Fair enough.
Gain of momentum. Um, you feel like your dreams the night before were you were reliving memories, um, or well, memories that you have not yet experienced, but somehow have lived through them.
That's certainly fair, and that's certainly a feeling that I think bears some inspection. So 2371. Would Arif know, has the D crashed? I can't. So
No, it has not yet. But you don't know. You feel like there's something going to happen to Enterprise D. You're just not sure what it is, but you feel like it's a very important thing in your life.
uh, I want to call. I want to see if it's possible to actually um, communicate with Guinan if the Enterprise is at all close enough.
I go up to a computer terminal. Um, it takes a while, and on the terminal screen, after probably waiting about a good 10 minutes, appears Guyan on the terminal screen.
I'm gonna flash her an easy smile and say, "Hey, Guinan, it's wonderful to see you again. I'm not crazy about you keeping me waiting 10 minutes, but like I always say, a lady has her prerogative.
Apologies, Arif. What can I do for you?
Well, I have to admit, I've been having some weird feelings. They certainly hit me like a truck this morning. And I was just simply wondering how your day was going.
Well, my day has yet to begin. I was about ready to head to the Enterprise's 10 forward to prepare for my morning duties.
Hmm. And you're feeling all right.
I'm perfectly fine. How are you feeling?
Well, I'll be honest with you, Guinan. I seem to be remembering events that have yet to occur. I know, given our shared history, we the certainly the two of us are sensitive to these matters, and I simply was hoping to check in with someone and maybe give myself a clue on how to better proceed. But it's wonderful that you're feeling feeling great. And I'm absolutely sorry to have disturbed you. It's definitely been too long, and Scout's honor, I won't wait this long to contact you again.
That's quite all right. Well, I haven't sensed or felt anything, but have you tried talking to others? Perhaps
No,
Dr. Sauron or others who.
uh, I'll be honest with you, guy. He was always kind of a prick. That's why I contacted you first.
Fair point. He still hasn't gotten over what happened.
Well, I'm sure he'll get there. Actually, as I say that, I'll uh, kind of cock my head a little bit confusedly and say, Guinan, this might not be here or there, but just now that you mention it, for some reason, do me a favor, keep your eyes out for yourself.
I appreciate the concern. I assure you I'm in safe hands.
Couldn't ask for better. Well, except mine. Anyways, I'm gonna go. Yep.
Have you tried relaxing? Call is coming from Earth. Perhaps take this time to relax a bit.
Sure. I'll give it a shot. Maybe I should look into bartending. Make it so I can relax at work as well. You really got it made.
And on that note, have a good day, Arif.
Be well, Gunnan. Um, hmm. Uh, and after 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 the communique is cut off, I'll just kind of put her around for a couple moments and think about what she said and decide that she might have a point. So while I'm still while Reef is still gonna dwell on these matters, it does him no good to dwell on them in a cooped up little
Um,
apartment. So I'm gonna go to the cafe and people watch while I try to work this out.
Okay. In case you forgot, Aurora transferred your future memories onto you.
Yes, and if I remember, she was supposed to come back, but I don't know if I don't know. Me as the player doesn't.
She hasn't contacted you yet.
Okay, does Arif the character remember that?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I apologize.
Everything
I
that
was
happened last week, you guys remember. Okay.
okay. I was under. Sorry, I was under the assumption that I just kind of woke up confused.
Yes, you did because what you just did last scene is you're remembering what will happen potentially in the future.
Fair enough. In which case, then, um, although I am blanking, am I supposed to meet her back at that dingy apartment or in Paris in a week?
You talking? She said she was going to contact you, and the meeting place is the pub.
Okay. Um, in that case, I'm pretty much gonna effectively move my lodging if I can to as close to the pub as possible, and I'm gonna spend most of my time simply just trying to remember while um, yeah while waiting to be contacted.
Okay. You start. I'm assuming packing up and getting lodging set for a area to stay at in Paris temporarily.
Yeah, as much as we love Boston, we're gonna go with efficiency.
Okay. Dr. Mountain. You wake up after having a very vivid dream. You get the get the sensation that those were memories, because they felt very real. Of you walking in Paris, going back and forth.
In Paris right now. Is that what you said?
No, I was you just wake up, remembering a bit of the future as the memory implants are taking hold. What are you doing?
Ooh, confused. All right. Great. I look at my duty shift. What I need to be doing next. See if I
You're
can.
on vacation.
On vacation.
It is Fleet Week. You are technically in the Caribbean, trying to enjoy yourself.
Didn't I get knocked unconscious? Is that still? Did that happen? I met somebody. I thought. Anyway. I will do my vacation stuff then. Go to the canteen and get some nice morning. Is it morning? Is it morning breakfast
Yes,
type
it
stuff?
is the morning.
All right, I will get my coffee and go from there. What's it like today?
Sunny and beautiful with a nice cool breeze coming from the ocean.
Seems ideal. Now, out of character, does he know that he's supposed to be doing something like contacting somebody, or does he just know it's about the memory implant, but he's in his past self basically?
you remember, like, so the first scene that was a memory recall, essentially, remembering while you were sleeping.
Right.
You remember everything that happened last session.
Okay.
So, the beach, falling unconscious, the pull to go to Paris, and meeting Aurora, who came from the future and implanted the memories inside of you.
Right.
And then explained, that there's a threat that everyone has to, we all have to deal with.
All right. So we need to figure out that bomb thing, right?
She told you she would contact you,
Oh, well, I'll go relax then. So I'll go to the cantina, like I said, and then I think I'm gonna try windsurfing today, I guess.
Okay. Cut back to you. As the day progressed, Vogel, you get out of your final exam, or you just finished your final exam, with the feeling that you did practically right. You're still a little nervous about your astrophysics exam. You don't know your results just yet. As Ava's kind of looking a little down.
I'll go up to her and I'll sit down and let out a large sigh.
You too?
Yeah, I don't think I was prepared for that final as I thought I was.
Telling me the medical exam is it's a nightmare. Just trying to pass basic first aid and having a Vulcan teacher is just mind-boggling, boring, and tedious.
Oh, I could imagine. The rumor is he's set to retire in a few years, so I'm hoping I'll just take basic first aid my final year, my final semester, and hopefully he'll be gone by then.
Good luck. And about that time, Garibaldi, you walk up.
Ava, Sarah. Beautiful day, isn't it?
Quicks, right?
No. Kill. Garibaldi. Call me Garibaldi. Only the instructors call me Kill. Besides, I hear in English that doesn't translate well.
Vogel will look kind of confused. I could have swore your name was Quicks.
Yeah.
It's Garibaldi, Cadet Garibaldi Kill. Are you feeling okay? She had a really rough night, Garibaldi. You have to forgive her.
I understand that. I am third year medical. I could have a look at her. But she's actually the one I came to talk to.
Oh?
Yeah, kind of a private. It's kind of private. There's this other cadet I'm kind of interested in. You know her, and it's kind of like can I talk to you for a private for Ava? I'm sorry. Can I talk to your friend for a minute?
I'll turn to Ava. I'll be right back.
All right. I'll meet you in the mess hall. And she just like kind of walks back. Just walks back. You like, don't get her into anything. And she kind of like comments to you as she walks by.
I'd say there went the future Mrs. Kill if I didn't know any better. So you ever had any strange dreams there?
And the expression on Vogel's face will kind of change. A step below shock. Yeah, you could say that.
Yeah. See, it's funny. You thought my name was Quicks. Um, you remember the trip to Paris a few days ago?
Yeah.
Okay, good. That happened. I wasn't just making that up.
I'm trying to forget it, but yeah, I remember it.
All right, so I've been having these dreams, and I remember that lady said that she was implanting our memories of our future selves, right?
Yeah, I still don't know if I believe her.
Well, see, I've been having dreams, and I feel like there's sometime. I don't know if there's sometime in the future, or I feel like you're remembering stuff, but it can't be true because in my dream, I'm joined. I got kicked out of the symbiote commission kicked me out. That's why I'm in Starfleet. That's why I'm in Starfleet. I got denied the joining.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, yeah, it's like kind of like Starfleet Academy. You don't study and you don't take it serious and play one practical joke too many. And apparently, throwing a party near the symbiote pools is grounds for dismissal. But the point is, there's no way the symbiote commission would approve me for the joining. But in this dream I had that felt, I mean, are you having these kind of dreams too, or am I just crazy?
I mean, I had a really weird dream, I guess you would call it.
Any
Oddly
chance?
enough, you were in it.
Well, that's interesting because um, you weren't walking in front of that bar in Paris a bunch of times, were you?
Uh, yeah, I was. You you were there. And there's somebody else, a doctor, I think.
Wasn't there a doctor in Paris with us? And that lieutenant that gave the speech at the ceremony.
Right. I can't remember their names though.
I mean, it seemed like we were walking up and down on that street a bunch of times. I had another one with a bomb in it, but again, that one can't be true. There's, like I said, there's no way the Symbiote Commission would approve me.
Was this bomb missing a bunch of components?
Yeah. Frankly, I don't even know what I was doing looking at it because, I mean, I'm going to be a counselor. When I had my dream, I was a security officer.
And then I think there were two other people there as well. I think the lieutenant was there.
Yeah, except he wasn't a lieutenant.
Right. And then there was some captain. I don't think I've ever seen the captain before.
No, me either. I got a feeling that lieutenant was. Hey, I think the lieutenant's my XO. Or that version of Garibaldi's XO. Like I said, I'm not a security. I mean, okay, I'm into criminal profiling, but I don't think I'm gonna be a security officer.
Do you think this person is just playing with our minds? Like, her story is just too fantastical to be true.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of bought into a little of it, but that I don't know, that dream where it was joined that kind of cast doubt on it. You think maybe we should go find that LT?
I mean, we still have finals to finish up.
Well, that's the good news. If all this is true, hey, all this really is true, then we know we pass finals, right?
But if what she's saying is true, also, she's interfering in the past, and us not going to finals could cause us not to be in Starfleet in the first place.
You're a glass half empty kind of person, aren't you, Sarah?
I just don't like getting into trouble. I don't like failing.
Those are two separate things. And getting in trouble can occasionally be fun. And failure is sometimes our greatest learning experience. I mean, I have a lot of regrets about the things I did that got me kicked out of they got me kicked out by the Symbiote Commission. But I learned a lot about myself through those failures. I wouldn't be the same person. Know what I mean? I've been
I
trying to.
suppose I understand where you're coming from.
Well, how many finals you got left?
Prax, is this like the final week, the final day of finals? Like, where are we at in the finals week?
He just went AFK.
Oh, really?
But I think it said we were just finishing up finals for break. I kind of got the impression it's the last day of finals.
Because that determines what we have left, I would imagine.
Your friend Ava seemed kind of bummed.
Yeah, I don't think she passed her basic first aid course.
Huh. Think she needs a tutor?
Maybe.
I mean, I know you're in my dreams and all, but your friend's kind of cute. Not that you're not, but you know. The dream thing's kind of weird.
Agreed. But I guess she has a Vulcan instructor. I guess this class is very hard to pass.
Yeah, the Vulcans aren't that hard. I mean, once you get the trick of thinking everything through logically, classes from the Vulcans aren't that hard. You just gotta memorize everything. A lot of flashcards.
I'm waiting to take basic first aid.
Uh, you do all right with the Vulcans because the Vulcans, the humans are the ones you got to look out for. No offense, the humans are the ones you got to look out for. For some, they'll every once in a while expect you to do some kind of out of the box thinking and be creative in your solutions. Vulcans are really straightforward.
You say that like it's a bad thing.
In life, it's a great thing for an instructor. You never know what to expect from some of the human instructors. Vulcans are super predictable.
I don't know, baby.
I wonder if anyone's ever figured that that's their kind of their weakness. It's how predictable they are.
I
Vulcans are just really hard to read, though.
Man, it's kind of like trying to read emotions off a computer screen. But don't let them lie to you. They got emotions just like everybody else. They just hide them better. Can't possibly be healthy.
Well, from what I understand, they've gone through centuries of this, of mental training. Mental discipline.
A lot of really boring meditation. That's okay. They make some great instructors. They're the easy ones.
Well, my roommate begs to differ.
Ah, well, I'll tutor. Tell her I'll tutor her if she wants. Give her some tricks on passing classes taught by Vulcans.
I'll let her know. Oh, Prex is back. How many more finals do we have left? Is this like
just
final
one.
day, final weeks?
This is the final day, and then you start your break.
Oh, okay. Getting back to finals, I just have my shuttle pilot training final.
Yeah, from what I saw, you should be able to ace that. Yeah, I got AMP tonight. Let's say after finals, we get together and go find that lieutenant. Hopefully, we'll remember his name. I'm sure we can ask around. Say, hey, what was the name of that lieutenant that gave the speech yesterday? Someone tells. Sound like a plan, Vogel?
Yeah, I think it'll be fine. Although maybe you should stop by and cheer up my roommate.
Yeah, sounds like an idea. It'll be an opportunity to practice my anatomy and physiology while I'm there.
Don't want to know. Don't want to know.
Yeah. Put a sock on the door. Out of character. I wonder what since Starfleet doors don't have doorknobs.
They
What's
just
the
lock
equivalent
them.
of putting a tie on the door in the Star Trek universe?
You can lock the door.
Computer sealed doors, authorization, blah 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 blah. Very romantic, I know.
Well, it's not any more unromantic than putting a tie on the door handle. All right, well, he's Garibaldi's going to go tutor Vogel's roommate. I guess she'll have to find someplace else to study.
Yeah, Vogel's going to prepare for the final.
Aren't those chips magnetic or something?
Currently, Ava is in the mess hall, getting ready for trying to find something to eat, and then get ready for her final exam in her pilot training course.
Sorry, what was that, Rex?
Ava is currently in the mess hall. She already did her medical final exam, and one other, and then she's got the flight one left to do.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go find a simulator to practice some maneuvers on before my final.
Okay.
And then Garibaldi and I have a plan for after finals, but we'll get to that when we get there.
Arif, you spent the better part of your morning packing your bags, and you found a place over in Paris near that pub you've dreamt about and sort of remember that it's relatively within a couple blocks of it. When your communicator chirps,
I will slap it and say, "Go for a reef."
Lieutenant Arif, this is, well, Cadet Samantha Beckett, but Aurora, if you could please meet me at the pub at 1800 hours, that'd be most appreciated.
Of course. If you'd be so kind, I'll take a gin and tonic at the ready.
I will remember your request and have it prepared for you.
No, I'll be there with bells on.
Beckett out.
After the communication cuts off, and I am free to go. After I'm done packing, I think I'll pretty much just head to Paris, and if time allows, I would definitely prefer to get there a couple hours early and do what I can to kind of, I guess, case the place or um,
Okay.
yeah,
I'll come back to you first for in the next scene.
no worries.
Doctor, you are relaxing after you just had a wonderful time parasailing and taking in the ocean breeze as your fellow shipmates from the Portland are asking you for what your dinner plans this evening. They're all thinking about meeting up at one of the local seafood restaurants along the beach for a little fun. Or, well, dinner and fun.
Got me in.
Of course,
Want to miss a
Doctor.
party?
Of course, Doctor. I will put you down for the reservation.
Thank you
then.
much. You have a good time.
Just that your communicator chirps.
This is Dr. Martin.
Dr. Mountain, this is Cadet Samantha Beckett, also known as Aurora. If you
Hi, Cadet.
if you could please meet me at the pub in Paris at 1800 hours, that would be most appreciated.
I will be there. Thanks for the invite.
Of course, Doctor. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon.
You as well. All right. So, do I know any of the other people that were involved with this, Aurora? I remember there was other people there. Do I remember any of them?
Give me insight plus command difficulty 2 to remember.
All right, let's see what we got going on. Well, command is like great, but good. All right. I'll take that momentum. So let's try to remember stuff. Focus.
There's a complication.
There.
You remember meeting a Commander Arif, a Cadet Sarah Vogel, and a Lieutenant Junior Grade Garibaldi Quiddix. And that's all part of the complication, too.
Okay, so I will write down the incorrect names on a list, and I think I'll try each one and search the database for anybody like that.
You go to search the database, and only one of the names come up, and that is Cadet Sarah Vogel, who is currently attending Starfleet Academy.
Hey, 33% is good in baseball. All right, so I will chirp my communicator. Dr. Martin to Cadet Vogel.
Unable to,
Sarah?
You are unable to ascertain your call. Starfleet cadets are prohibited to contacting other Starfleet officers.
All right. I will switch to who would be the person in charge of talking to cadets at the academy or whatnot.
All requests must go through the Starfleet Academy Administration's office.
Oh dear, forms. Thank you. Computer location of Cadet Sarah Vogel.
Unable to comply. That information is purview to Starfleet Academy officials.
Dang it. All right, let's try again. I will head to the administrative office of the academy. There was another cadet too, wasn't there? No, he was a commander. Wait a minute, I don't remember. Also, what is the overlap of the invitation I took up earlier with the other relaxers on leave, and what would be the easiest way for me to get to Paris on the scheduled time. They're concurrent. All right. I'll give myself an extra half an hour. But I'll go hang out with the people going to the party after that's concurrent, and hang out at the beach and tell them I have to get to Paris soon on an urgent business, but not a medical emergency, thankfully. But I will catch up when I get back.
Do I?
It's been
need to-
great.
I'm sorry, Doctor. Are you not going to be attending dinner with us?
Yeah, I'm not able to attend dinner. I have to be. I can't be here right now. Like I said, there's an emergency situation. Well, an urgent situation that I have to attend to in Paris, and so I will have to gracefully decline. I hope, and don't skip out the next time you send invitations around just because it's this once. But thank you so much, and I will hopefully talk to you again soon.
Oh,
But I'm here until what time is it? Till about 5 o'clock, I guess. So mimosas.
Sure. And you continue to try to have fun with your shipmates. And we're gonna cut back to the academy. Not going to roll for your pilot training stuff, but yeah, you just got back from a successful flight. Ava looks a bit upset in the stomach, but she's like, barely made it through that.
Hey, at least you got through it.
I normally do not get sick flying, but I think this morning did not do me any favors at all.
Well, I got good news for you, I guess. You know the Cadet Garibaldi?
Oh, please tell me I'm not the person that you're trying to. He's interested, or he's not the person, or I'm not the person. Sorry, I'm not the person that he's interested in.
I thought you had a thing for him.
Yeah, but just not in the mood. I'm a little stressed out right now.
Well, in either case, he offered to help you study for your first aid exam, should you need to retake it. But I can't promise you he's not going to try to flirt with you.
Okay, I think the sight of all that blood this morning and then flying, I'm not feeling good.
I mean, I'm sorry. I could have swore from that shuttle ride last week that you had a thing for him.
It's just maybe summer vacation will be different. It's just today is just not the day. Oh, excuse me. And she kind of runs off. Garibaldi, you see Ava sort of run the other way in a hurry for some odd reason as you approach Vogel.
Wow. Sometimes I have that effect on women.
If you only knew the half of it. I told her that you'd offer to help her with her first aid class, and I guess it made her visibly sick.
Well, lose some, you lose some. At least that makes our summer break a little uncomplicated.
I
That
know.
had-
I could have swore that she had a thing for you on that shuttle ride.
I guess I wore off.
That's just Ava, though. She tends to flirt with everybody.
Sounds familiar. Me too.
How'd your afternoon final go?
Oh, it went fine. The medical stuff's easy. I didn't have any engineering classes today. Whew. Those are the ones that kicked my butt. Which is funny, I guess in a way, internal medicine is kind of like engineering. That's all right. I don't plan on being a surgeon. It'll be fine. Hey, any idea how I want to track down that Lieutenant what's his name?
What's the commander that was the master of ceremonies?
It was that guy.
Whatever his name was.
I'm sure I have the program from the ceremony still on my data pad. Dear everybody, I'll look it up and see if we can find the name of the lieutenant.
Well, it was the commander that was doing that, right?
No, but it was this Lieutenant Arif that gave that speech. That was the one that was with us in the.
You know, that name does sound familiar now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was thinking Commander Haven would potentially have his lodging itinerary.
That's true. We have to come up with a good story for why we want it, though.
Well, we could just say we heard a speech and we're interested in what life would be on the colony. I mean, I'm being a science major, going to become a science officer. You're looking to be a counselor. You know, we could see what there is on the frontier. Wouldn't be that far of a stretch.
Yeah, let's give it a try. If it doesn't work, I can hack somebody's schedule. Let's try the easy, non-illegal way first. If I remember correctly, you don't like getting caught doing stuff. I know it's getting in trouble you don't like.
Well, I appreciate it.
All right, let's go track down that commander. I'm sure he's still in his office.
Yeah, figure he's a dean or something.
I have the dean's name written down, but that's not him.
I just made up one. Commander Haven, I think. I don't know if you had one.
Assistant dean.
Yeah, whatever. Whichever.
You walk up towards the office, the administration office, and as you walk in, the assistant dean he's putting away some stuff. He goes, "Cadets, what can I help you with?"
Sir, we're wondering if you knew how to contact Lieutenant Arif, I think his name was. The lieutenant that gave the speech about serving in a colony.
Several who gave some speeches. Let me see what. May I ask why?
Well, sir, we heard his speech last week, and you know, we got us interested in what life could be like on a colony, and we thought we would ask him a few questions about it.
Want to pick his brain about life on the frontier, sir.
Oh, well, I will, if you want, I will put in a forwarded request and have a message sent to him, and then I can relay his response.
That should be okay, right, sir?
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. We appreciate that.
My pleasure. And may I ask how your final exams are going?
Oh, very
Passed-
well.
Yes, sir. Passed every single one.
Well, it's good to hear from such young, promising cadets here at the academy. Enjoy your vacation. See you in 2 weeks.
Thank you, sir. You enjoy yours too. They walk away. Garibaldi whispers to Sarah, "He called me a promising cadet. No one's ever called me that before."
If only you knew the real you, huh?
That's right.
Maybe you should try to keep that reputation here.
Sounds kind of boring, but it's like a try.
As the two of you leave the administration office, you see Cadet Beckett.
Or instead of looking for Lieutenant Reef, we could have looked for her, I guess.
Sarah Garibaldi, it is good to see you.
Sure.
It's not entirely unsurprising to see you.
I beg your pardon?
That was just a strange way of saying hi. And not exactly a surprise to see you, I think.
Sorry, apologies.
Something we can do for you?
I just wanted to say thank you, Sarah, for giving me your notes. It was very helpful in my final exam for today. And I think a cause of celebration is in order if you wish to come to our usual pub in Paris at, say, 1800.
And she'll just look at Garibaldi.
I mean, everyone's going to be there.
Who's
Well, that seems,
everyone?
Our friends. She kind of leans in closer. Are you feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Give me insight command difficulty 1. Like from both of you.
okay.
Oh. Apparently,
You're at a complete loss, is what she's trying to get at. Garibaldi, you guys get 2 momentum.
Can I use it to squash her complication?
oh no, I like complications in this case.
Okay,
Let
no,
it
I
happen.
want to ask then.
Unfortunately, not because Vogel rolled first.
Yeah, technically we didn't have it, so.
Garibaldi, you get that she's kind of being coy and not like in case someone's listening, like not being too upscale. Like, hey, we need to talk at our usual spot about what's going on. Vogel, you get the impression like, no, this is not what it is. You really think like, it's gonna be a party and friends. You're thinking like Ava and everybody else. And you're like, yeah, you're really on the fence about this whole time shenanigans, future memories things.
Oh, I don't trust her, right, to begin with. So
Yeah, sure, Beckett. As long as nothing better comes up between now and then. Right, Sarah?
Right.
But,
We do have a friend of ours to meet before then, though.
yeah. So we'll probably see you there. If not, we'll always have Paris. That's the line from that movie, right? What was that? The postman always rings twice. Yeah.
She puts on a smile. Well, perfect. See you then. And she walks up down the hall.
I hate her.
Yeah. I'm not sure I trust her. But I guess if we can't get a hold of a reef, we know where he'll be.
If he's gonna go to that, of course.
Hopefully the commander will get him in touch with us sooner than later.
I don't know. There's just something about her demeanor. I don't trust it. Just everything I, it just feels wrong. This whole thing.
Well, I can't say I disagree with you. Remember what I told you about my dream. But at any rate, the other two will be there. If this whole thing's a setup, they're in danger too.
I guess we should go, if nothing else, than the foil whatever it is she's planning.
That's right. Best way to spring a trap is to. I don't know. Well, actually, I don't know the best way to spring a trap. Put a stick on it or something. The other two should be warned. Maybe we can get there before. Maybe we need to go early.
Yeah. Maybe if we just inconspicuously blend in and try to stop them before they get there. Maybe we could come up with a plan together for dealing with her.
That sounds like a good idea. Tell you what, head back to our quarters, grab civilian clothes, meet you at the transporter hub, and say 30 minutes.
Yep. It sounds like a plan.
All right. See you then. Garibaldi will head towards his quarters to grab some non-flashy civilian clothes.
Vogel will do the same.
Scene change. Arif, you've already arrived at Paris. You got there way ahead of schedule. You check in your new accommodations, and you kind of went incognito. So in order for I'm assuming you're kind of taking up a little bit of disguise and just kind of
Oh yes,
across the street.
civilian clothes, absolutely. No Starfleet uniform. Communicator in my pocket.
Um, Give me we're gonna make this. You're going to set the difficulty. You're going to see what the difficulty you want to set for. It will be a control security roll, or you can. No, you have to roll for it. Because I will probably need to roll again opposed with a certain someone. So.
Someone in this case, probably.
Fair enough. May I actually? You know what? Can I use my determination for measure thrice, cut once?
Sure, you're trying to be very thorough.
Very careful and
Yeah.
thorough about it. Excellent. And I will. I will use a momentum for an extra dice.
Yeah. Just keep in mind you're now out of momentum.
Oh,
Yeah,
we
that
did not
momentum
have.
is not there. It is a scene change.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah. So you had one momentum. You have to give me another threat for an extra dice.
Oh, I apologize. Then I won't use that
Yeah,
momentum.
but what's the difficulty you're going for?
Uh,
You're saying the difficulty, so
two.
okay. It is going to be a control security. Well, you meet the difficulty. No momentum gained. I suppose I'll spend a threat. I don't know if I should really be spending a threat because guys are making her out to be a villain. Okay, she definitely. You see, in civilian clothing, plain as day, kind of like a little spring in her step, carrying a couple of bags, in civilian clothing, walks into the pub.
Oh well, I'll wait a few moments and then I will walk in behind her and not. I'm not gonna make a spectacle of myself, but at the same time, uh, I'm not gonna try to sneak in there or anything. Just calmly walk in and maybe look around a bit.
Because she got the complication, she's not really paying attention too much because she doesn't think anything's wrong. You see her leaning over the bar, whispering something to the bartender, and kind of nods and gives him a smile before taking her bags and walking into the back room where she disappears.
Interesting. Um,
Uh, Vogel and Garibaldi, you finally make it ahead of time towards the bar, pub. But real quick before gets into what are you doing currently, Arif?
I was gonna go to that same bartender and start ordering a drink.
So you walk up to the bar, you take a seat at one of the bar stools.
Yes, sir.
I haven't seen you around. What can I get you?
Uh, hmm. I'd love a gin and tonic if you wouldn't mind.
Huh. He's kind of like raising an eyebrow and certainly coming right up. Like kind of like a little curious, like he just like heard that recently and makes the gin and tonic, comes back in and puts something like, I guess that's gonna be a popular drink tonight.
Oh, do tell me. It's not one that I see often.
I'm just supposed to have one prepared for someone, a friend, in a couple hours.
Ah, interesting. They must be wonderful people to get that type of treatment.
Well, she works here part time, and well, it's been a very dedicated employee despite her attending the academy as well.
Interesting. Oh, hey, how much do I owe you for the drink?
15 credits.
I'm gonna transfer 15 credits, and then I'm gonna say, "Oh, and for you," and transfer her a rather obscene amount of credit, whatever today's equivalent of like $2,000 or $3,000 is, I guess.
2 or 3,000 credits.
Oh, okay, that
I'm
works.
just gonna kind of go like in one on one. So
Well, then I have to say that's not that expensive of a gin and tonic, and isn't that sad? But yeah, I am gonna tip him a couple thousand credits and say, and just out of curiosity, was there anything special about those drinks?
uh, very generous tip, sir. But um, I'm sorry, I don't know what you mean. And if you're looking at information about one of my employees, I'm not at liberty to answer them.
Oh, of course you're not. And I truly apologize. I think you misunderstood. I was just simply trying to compliment you on how well this is made. Uh, I'm not from Earth and I'm not human, so sometimes things get lost in translation.
Well, it's not the best gin and tonic in the world, but it's still a gin and tonic.
It is certainly the best one I've had today, and that's saying something.
I appreciate it. And if that's all,
Yeah, I'm gonna take my drink and start kind of moseying slowly towards the back.
by this time, I'm assuming as you head towards the back, Vogel and Garibaldi, two of you walk in.
Sure.
Yeah.
The question is, do we see see the Arifa as he walks across the bar?
He's
I
gone
ain't hiding.
incognito, so insight security difficulty 2.
Oh yeah, I guess I am hiding.
Take either espionage or infiltration as a focus.
I'll take infiltration.
So difficulty do so. I'll give you a threat, so I get both. So I get my reroll.
Listen, those backroom bars are
Use my
serious
reroll.
business.
Who needs extra dice?
You notice a reef heading towards the back, towards the pool table, essentially.
Hey, I think that's him over there.
Yeah. He's moving like he thinks he blends in the crowd. Let's go sneak up on him.
If you're sneaking, it's gonna be an opposed roll. Just say.
I don't. Everybody's thinking Vogel never go for that kind of fun anyway. She doesn't like to get in trouble.
No, she would just watch you do it.
Yeah, Garibaldi's going to try to sneak up behind him for the fun of it because that's who he is.
All right, Arif, it's gonna be insight security. Garibaldi control security opposed.
Same focus.
Infiltration, yes.
And I will give you a threat for my reroll. And I'm going to use it. There we go.
I'm not gonna give you guys momentum for this, so
That-
but Arif, as you're walking towards a Garibaldi, Garibaldi, you sneakily approach the lieutenant, and I'm assuming Vogel's by the door, just watching it all play out.
Yep.
So we get just right by his ear, go, "Hey, Lieutenant."
Oh God. Well, I'm not actually gonna do it. I still want to scream really loud, clutch my chest, turn around, and slap him in the face. But
Do it. Do it.
screw it. Why not? I do just that.
Pose daring security.
All right.
Oh,
How?
There's gonna be no damage, but you roll and you scream, and Garibaldi's caught by surprise, and you get a slap across the face.
Ow.
Well, cadet, first lesson. Be ready for anything.
And after
You
the
still
slap, Vogel's gonna walk up.
But you still didn't know I was there.
That is correct.
You scream like a girl, sir.
It was a distracting measure.
Sure.
Anyways, are you through with your childish games, cadet? Or I believe we're all here for a reason.
Well,
Brody says a little surly.
that's a probably not to the first question. And I think a yes to the second one. We tried to, me and Vogel wanted to get here before Becca got here, though.
Didn't work. She's in the back room.
Damn it. Lieutenant, you're like the ranking officer and all, but you sure this woman's on the up and up? Me
Of
and
course
Vogel,
not.
me and Vogel aren't so sure.
I would actually quite possibly tend to agree with you, but fact of the matter is, we don't know what her next step is until she takes it, and I'd rather be there for it than not. I'm withholding judgment, but I'm going in with my eyes open.
You've been having any strange dreams?
I can't say that I haven't been, cadet.
I was wondering. Because Vogel and I have been having the same dream.
What was the dream?
Well, it was the one where we were walking out in front of the bar like forever. And then there was one where we were studying a bomb. And you were in it.
I must confess to having those same dreams. How many times did you walk across the bar? For me, it was 19.
I don't know, 20 something?
Yeah, at least 20.
Oh,
But look, here's the thing.
pretty sure I called you chief in that dream, actually.
Yeah, that's the other kind of abnormality. But look, LT, in that dream, I'm joined. I got the Symbiote Commission kicked me out. You know, you've kind of seen the childish pranks. So there's no way that can be a true memory of the future, because there's no way the Symbiote Commission would agree to allow me to join with one of the symbiotes.
Yes, I'm not 100% sure if that's true. I've been around long enough to know already that, well, cadet, I'll be honest, I kind of like the way chief sounds, so I'm just going to start calling you that. But, well, chief,
Really wish you would, sir, but I guess I can't tell a lieutenant no. But you spent a lot of time on Trill, Lieutenant?
I haven't spent a huge amount of time on Trill, but
I mean, the
as I said,
senior commission training is a one and done thing. Once you're out, you're out.
well, I couldn't discount the possibility of you obtaining one from some other circumstance as well. I mean, the universe is a big place, cadet.
Yeah, it really cast doubt on this whole future memory thing. Plus, I think I was a security officer in that dream.
Well, you do have broad shoulders. I can't, and quite frankly, with your sneaking up ability, it might not be the worst avenue to go down.
You like my shoulder? Oh, wait a minute. That's not important, LT. Um, at least not till I get commissioned. Um,
If you say so, Chief.
but I I'm a counselor. I'm a psychologist, not a security guy. I mean, I do a little criminal profiling. That's as close as I get to security.
Well, you seem a little obnoxious, to be honest, to be a counselor. So maybe you'll find that it isn't the best fit. Who knows?
Obnoxious. That hurts, sir.
Well, I mean, you're young, but you have to understand. I find most people your age obnoxious.
That's fair. You still scream. You still scream like a girl, sir.
It was
No offense,
intentional,
Vogel.
Chief. An alarming sound distracts. I believe they taught you that at the academy.
Sure, sure. Keep telling yourself that, sir. You know, this kind of feels familiar.
A little bit. Just a little bit.
Any idea where?
Well,
Isn't there one more of us that's supposed to be in this time heist thing?
from what I recall, it was an doctor older than you.
Yeah,
Dr. Hill?
or
No.
Valley, something like that. But you know, he wasn't in any of my dreams.
Hmm. Not either. Now that I think about it, that either means we can find a place to get a little bit of shut eye or parlay with this supposed cadet. Which do you think we should do?
I don't know. She's expecting us later. Maybe we need to get her off her game a little and shake her up a little by meeting her early.
That's not unfair. If memory serves, the bartender should be, on her request, preparing me a gin and tonic. And she walked in with a numerous. How big were the bags that you walked in with? Like,
Like shopping bags.
ah. And she walked in with numerous shopping bags. So, uh, hey, you might want to put those broad shoulders to work and maybe grab yourself a pool cue.
I think it's a game of math and not strength, but pool cues make good clubs.
That is fair. I'm not suggesting you use it. I'm simply suggesting you have it.
You think that other guy, that doctor's coming?
Well, let's give him a minute or two while we finalize our own tactics, and then if not, we'll head in. And if he's here, well, the more the merrier.
Well, good plan. I think I'm gonna grab a beer and a pool cue then. Pool cue then.
Just one cadet. might have work to do.
It's,
Maurice will say as he takes a big sip of his gin and tonic.
it's sense beer. You want something, Sarah?
Uh, you know, just to make the bartender chuckle, why don't you grab me another gin and tonic, Chief?
Yes, sir.
Cadet, sorry.
Gin and tonic coming right up, XO. Where'd that come from?
Hey, I like the sound of that, though. Next time, try Commodore.
Why not just go for Admiral?
Commodore has a better ring to it. Isn't a desk job.
This is true. Beer, Vogel?
Sure.
Garibaldi would get 2 beers and a gin and tonic. He will not be paying several thousand credits for a gin and tonic, though.
You assuming you walk up to the bar?
Yeah.
Oh, bar is bustling with new people. What can I do for you?
Two beers whenever you get on tap and a gin and tonic.
You're the third person to order a gin and tonic.
Well, it's not for me, but put one of those frilly little umbrellas in it if you would.
I'm all fresh out of umbrellas.
Maurice disappointed.
If you want some umbrellas, you can go to the Mediterranean. And he makes the gin and tonic and puts the gin and tonic on the table and then pulls out 2 beers and cracks them open and sets them down. It looks like, I'm assuming the gin's for that gentleman over there.
Yeah.
I'll put the gin on his tab. The 2 beers will be 30.
30? It better be good beer for 30 credits. Just credit chip over.
Inflation.
Are you griping at the most famous beer in all of France? In that case, this beer is not good enough for you.
The French and beer. What a joke.
I mean, it's not German beer.
He takes the beer, sets them aside, pulls out another one, and cracks them. Here, 15.
Dunkashane. Garibaldi, go back over.
Yeah.
Hands will reef his gin and tonic. And then, a little louder than necessary, hands Vogel. I got us some good German beer.
It's worse.
I mean, can there be something worse than French beer?
I didn't even know that existed.
I guarantee you it doesn't.
It's 200 years in the future, or 300 years in the future, you know. Possibilities.
All the French beer was stopped being produced after the Fifth World War.
I think it's more likely that Garibaldi's going to get 2 symbiotes.
It's either that we're going to end up changing the future. It's Garibaldi's going to get kicked out of Starfleet Academy for starting a fight in a random pub in Paris. Or
I
maybe
was warning you. I
have.
already warned you.
This is how you get sent to a frontier colony.
Well, I guess we're gonna go play a game of pool while we wait to see if the doctor uh, shows up at the narratively appropriate time.
Before all our characters get drunk off of this beer. Well, whatever we could afford at a cadet salary.
And despite his own partaking, Arif is rather responsible. He will not be drowning the young kids in alcohol.
You enjoy your evening a little bit, and about an hour and a half goes by, and the back door opens, and in civilian clothing, you see Cadet Beckett. She kind of stops and looks like, curious, you're early.
So we are.
Yes.
I will have the gin and tonic ready for you.
Thank you very much. As I take it, still working on one of my own. However, I'll just put it down on the table for now.
You hear a bit of a conversation, like she's kind of talking back and forth between the bartender. You know, he makes the gin and tonic and sets it on the table, and she walks in, hands it to you. I see that you have already ordered multiple gin and tonics. I am sorry to keep all of you waiting. I was not aware that you'd be arriving early.
I apologize. I missed that last sentence.
Really? The girl that's supposed to be from the future is surprised that we showed up early?
Minor altercations from the timeline has occurred upon my arrival. This was to be expected. I suggest the Dr. Mountain should be here momentarily.
Well, is there anything you need to tell us before he gets here?
At present, no. I can brief all of you at the same time if you wish.
I do.
And she walks over and takes a seat.
I'm pretty good at basically stone facing, so I'm not gonna look angry. I'm just gonna simply look pleasantly in front of me and wait for the doctor.
So, Sarah, how did you do on your finals?
I did fine.
The commander's test was quite somewhat challenging for astrophysics.
Oh, so.
Given the fact that the commander is a Vulcan for our astrophysics class, he demands things on a more level beyond human abilities at times.
Sure, sure. But with Vulcans, you never have to worry about trick questions.
This is true. They are logical and to the point.
Surely makes their exams easier than, say, Andorian professors. I'm seriously don't understand how y'all are intimidated by the Vulcan professors.
found Commander Cheval's survival training most informative, though it was not a challenge for me. You seemed you did fairly well. You did arrive at the time you did tell me you were going to arrive at.
Well, I got lucky.
I hope the alloy helped your sunburn.
It did. It was appreciated. Unless you, of course, knew ahead of time that I was going to need it.
Yes. Your comments about how bad your back hurt for weeks during the summer break and afterwards from getting sunburned. I felt a small deviation in the timeline would be appropriate.
I mean, I haven't taken that class yet, but I seem to remember something about altering the past being a violation of Starfleet policy.
It is a violation, yes, but unfortunately, it is a necessity. Captain Kirk often did it himself multiple times.
I did enjoy his autobiography.
Can I get the two of you anything to drink?
Not me. I think I pissed the bartender off.
Oh, he gave you the cheap stuff.
I don't know. It's like you picked the most expensive bar in town. I mean, seriously, 30 credits for a beer?
It is the most popular beverage. It is also the hardest to obtain.
You make the stuff sound like it's Romulan ale.
I am told it's quite flavorful.
Yeah, you talk funny. Where are you from?
Where am I from?
Mm-hmm. He's making small talk. Because, you know, other than Vulcans, I know very few humans with as flat a vocal intonation as yours and a penchant for not using contractions.
I am technically was brought online a long time ago. Thousands of years. My artificial matrix was created by the Arcanians.
Garibaldi gets a look on his face like, I was just fishing, but I didn't think I was going to get that.
You asked me to be honest, and you wish to know where I'm from. The body you see was created in a laboratory by Starfleet scientists in the Beta Quadrant.
So you're like, You're like that second officer on the Enterprise, then.
Are you referring to Commander Data? No, we are vastly different, but similar. You could say I am unique.
So is he, from what I hear.
Indeed. And by after a long chit chat, Dr. Mountain, you finally arrive.
Oh no. Okay. So he's all tan. He looks a little not tipsy, but his cheeks are a little ruddy. But he's looking around to see if he notices anybody that he might recognize.
They seem familiar, but because of your current state of mind, you're kind of confused. It's like, they're familiar, I just can't place the names right away. Oh, Dr. Mountain, thank you for joining us.
It was Mountain, not Ludlow Hill.
Yeah, it's bigger than that, actually. Hi, you must be, you're not Vogel. Cadet? You both look like cadets. Cadet Vogel, I presume, Sarah?
Yes.
Okay, I was not imagining you.
And the lieutenant was worried about us, Sarah.
Well, I mean, having prophetic dreams is not something that happens every day. So, like seeing your own future, that's pretty weird. But for some reason, it felt more real than anything else. I just kind of assumed it was real, but I don't know. Well, hi. What is actually happening? Why was he brought here for this? Have you guys been here long?
Long enough.
Long enough. Fair. And you
Perhaps-
were Commander Cadet. What is it? Oh, Lieutenant. So you must not be. You must be the commander.
Just call me a reef doc.
A reef doc. Okay.
Perhaps we should take
Nice
this
to meet you.
downstairs. If you follow me.
Should I bring a chair?
No, that would not be needed.
And you must be Cadet Killix.
Kill. I know. Doesn't transwell into common very well. Should I bring a pull cue, Lieutenant?
Yeah, I'm gonna need to lean on something in case there's no chairs down there.
And so Garibaldi will follow the Bennett. He'll take a pull cue with him.
Oh, why not? One more. How about a tequila sunrise? Oh, that's not Paris. Never mind. Red wine. Thank you.
Apparently beer.
I've heard the Picard family had a nice vintage. I think I'll try one of those.
You're trying a beer?
No, wine from the Picard vineyards or whatever.
I do not carry any of the Picard. I sold out my last bottle.
Oh, darn. All right. Whatever your best stuff is. I have to take it downstairs, though. So.
And
Thanks.
he puts up a beer bottle.
30 credits.
Best French beer wine. Oh, sorry. French, best French beer.
Best French.
15 credits.
Okay, thanks. I'll give it a try. Oh, what style is it? Is it a Pilsner? Brown,
It is
red?
1664. Best French beer.
Oh,
Enjoy.
Okay. Thank you. I take it gracefully and give a nod, then follow quickly after. Maybe I should have ordered a gin and tonic.
You follow back and she leads you down to there's a set of stairs going down to what appears to be probably a basement level area. If you accompany me,
Of course.
she unlocks the door and proceeds inside.
Follow along.
Do all of you head down?
Yes.
Yep.
Keeping my eyes out for a chair once I get there.
You should see it on the map.
Yes.
I established this location. I've scavenged what equipment I can over these past couple of years.
How long you been here?
2.5 years, to be precise.
Is there a reason for that?
Years.
An unfortunate result due to the damage to the temporal transporter in the future.
So, do you have the pieces? There's something's going on here. So there's time shenanigans, of course, because this is so weird anyway. But were you the one that gave us our dreams or something?
They're your memories, Doctor.
Okay.
Yeah, I got some doubts about that.
How so?
There's some events and some conditions in some of those dreams that shouldn't be possible.
What are you referring to exactly?
Well, how about my position as a security officer?
You were assigned as Deep Space 17's station security officer after some unfortunate mishaps that happened with the previous security officer. You were originally the counselor of Deep Space 17.
Oh, see, Chief, I told you, counseling might not be up your alley.
I'm good at my psychology classes there, LT.
I have no doubt that you are, but apparently you're a much better chief.
Well, if you can go through medical school, then you're doing pretty good.
Medical school's easy.
Indeed.
Engineering is hard.
Well, it's not about ease; it's about choosing wisely. But I understand what you're going for.
How about my status as a trill there, Beckett?
I am not privy to your medical file.
Right. So in that memory, and yes, Garibaldi does the air quotes thing. That memory you gave us, I'm a join Trill. I got
Yes.
I got thrown out by the Symbiote Commission.
Why?
Hey, it's a long story. It involves a couple of inappropriate childhood pranks.
Apparently, we have all the time in the world. Or not
Oh,
at all.
apparently, sometime in the future, you will be joined. I do not know when or how.
Who
It
would
may
it
be
make?
for the better case for you, so that way that continues to happen.
I mean, wouldn't it make more sense? We're gonna come back to the past. You're gonna talk to these four people that you should, I don't know, study their personnel files so you could convince them you're telling the truth.
There was not enough time to be.
Well, there's 2.5 years at least.
I am only privy to the records of in these 2.5 years in the past. I have had no communications with the future.
Bummer.
It's your call.
Unfortunately, communication with the future is impossible.
It's your
Is it?
call. See, do we go along with her plan or not?
Can't you put like a message in a bottle? Send it to the future? Have it delivered? Heard it in some old time movies.
The future is. The way I was explained to it, the future is always in flux. A simple message may not arrive at its proper destination.
Fair enough.
Well,
Captain Prax felt it prudent not to alleviate also the Temporal Affairs Bureau within Starfleet of our actions. It could affect the timeline.
Yeah, that's a little bit I'm kind of concerned about. So why can't we involve them again? Because they're
The likelihood of them stopping us or dramatically altering the timeline could prove devastating to our futures and everyone else's.
fair enough, but I would definitely want more information. Keep us informed fully, if you will.
As I stated before, I come roughly 8 years from the future. I have transplanted memories that were copied from you and then transferred into your past selves, which is the reason why you are currently remembering events in your sleep. As for the bomb you indicated earlier, yes, it is a temporal bomb developed by the Jinkari. Minister Shoha, which we know as the leader of the Jinkari, along with 5 other individuals beamed into the past. They should have already arrived by now and are currently attempting to assemble a new temporal bomb with the components that they've already taken.
And we know what those are?
Yes.
Because we
You
could try
should
to
have-
safeguard the ones that do exist here.
I believe Lieutenant Arif Vogel and Garibaldi here should have knowledge of that already if they have not yet remembered it.
Yeah, I remember that.
came to me in a dream.
If those dreams are accurate, they've got a lot of construction to do on the shell of the bomb.
Yes, which is why it is imperative that we try to stop them. At least we have some time.
I don't suppose you know how to find these people.
Unfortunately, I do not. I do not. We do not know. We only knew the when and the planet location. We did not know their exact coordinates.
So this year, sometime in Paris.
A little bit more precise, but within this, the next couple of weeks. During Fleet Week.
How was that Fleet Week? That's pretty fun.
So, Lieutenant Vogel, did you remember? You saw the schematics for the device, right?
If what I experienced are my memories, yes.
Do you remember anything of those missing components that might be unique enough that we could scan for them?
Perhaps what you sent me is what they left or what they took.
What they left and what they would need to construct.
Okay. From my dream, what they left was a micro antimatter core, micro deflector array, spatial phased relay, and gravimetric pulse unit. Those were the main components that were missing. There were smaller components like power relays, various wiring harnesses. But those were the main components needed.
Any of those have some kind of unique signature that we could look for?
Insider reason plus engineering difficulty
200.
You said science engineering?
No, reason or insight plus engineering difficulty 2.
Okay. All right, I'll go reason engineering. I'll use the momentum.
Get it back.
Well, the micro antimatter core and the deflector array, if I remember correctly, they're very similar to what we'd find in
Sorry, Discord refreshed on me.
oh.
Those would be kind of common, wouldn't they?
Yes, but you also got to assume that they're going to be under guard, they're going to be tracked, watched.
Fair point. So, Becca, you got any scanning equipment down here?
I do not. We would have to tie in into the Starfleet database and planetary surveillance equipment.
Won't they notice that?
It is possible.
Can you guys do that? I know I'm not. I mean, I could give it a shot, but not terrible.
There are two other components of note here: the spatial phase relay and the gravimetric pulse unit. Those designs are not used by Starfleet.
How would you be able to obtain those then?
I think they would have to build those.
Okay, find rare constituent parts and see if we can find out where they are.
But we would have to figure out how to build those first, just to know what parts are required. We'd have to know what they would need to build those.
We don't know. Okay, so you don't know how you do that? Is that what you're saying?
I just started taking engineering courses at the academy. I don't know enough about this.
I mean, I haven't done a lot of work with non-biotechnology, but I mean, I'm sure the principles are similar in some respects. But maybe we can put our minds together and try to figure something out. We gotta get ahead of them, and we don't know how far behind we are. They have all the time in the world at any time. You know what I'm saying?
What we need is an engineer to reverse engineer all these components.
But where are we gonna get an engineer this time of night?
And that's where I'll look at Aurora or at Beckett.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Oh, we're just saying that we're going to need an engineer to reverse engineer all this to know what we need.
The blueprints don't have a materials list?
Yeah, but no instructions to put them together either. Ever made a time bomb before?
And we're also running on what I think I remember.
I've already loaded this console with the design schematics that you recovered from the Jinkari base. They're all here on this console.
And she'll walk up and look at them. First looking at Beckett, distrustworthingly, and then she'll look at the council.
Look at the parts list. See if you can identify anything that is rare or difficult to obtain, or something that might have to be special ordered from a vendor. If we can track down the materials, it might give us a lead on where they're at.
Good idea.
Okay.
Well, let me see if I could determine what would be required to build these.
Very clever for a counselor.
Thank you, I think.
Chris.
I mean, you're kind of implying counselors aren't normally clever.
It was not an implication I was really going for, but I found it humorous that it may have been included, but it wasn't a serious contribution to that supposition. In other words, it was not intentional, harmful to your well-being. A jest, if you will. Never mind. Perhaps a different style of jokes would be in order.
Now, just remember, an unemployed jester is nobody's fool.
Exactly. Or a gesture.
Just quickly glancing over several of the components they're saying, a lot of these could be salvaged from Starfleet equipment.
Okay, that's good.
Is there a salvage yard in the area? Beckett, you've been here for a few years, you said.
Most items tend to be recycled.
Recycled? Oh, so it'd be hard to find them?
Yes, I've recovered these. The equipment you see here, I've recovered from merchants who were willing to depart with them. He found no longer use. The transporter is from a relic long since gone. I apologize for some of the state of the equipment. I've done my best to repurpose them.
I'm sure it'll be fine. What's the worst that can happen?
You're doing a fine job. Now,
All right.
what can we do next? How up, guys? A reef? A reef dock?
Say again?
A reef dock? Are you do you have a plan, perhaps? Ruminating?
Ruminating. I think that's a good word for it, Doc. But at the moment, I'm content to go with your recommendation. Something tells me quite frankly, I have a feeling I'm gonna be relying on the three of you hopefully in the future anyway. So I might as well start now.
Wise of you to think so, sir. I mean, lieutenant, is it? Okay,
You can call me Arif.
a reef.
You say that a lot, don't you?
I do.
So, Becky, you saying that you're telling me there's no way to track where somebody's getting these materials?
It is very difficult. Some of these things are in everyday equipment that we use.
Like some of these things, but not all of these things. So, what on this list is not an everyday item?
Well, the micro antimatter core and the micro deflector ray are used in shuttlecraft. They are. Shuttlecrafts are typically tracked and monitored in case of theft, especially during times like these. It is possible if the Jinkari wishing to continue to hide themselves, they would attempt to procure some of these items in different ways.
Could they have gotten the items on the black market?
I am not aware of any Ferengi dealings here on Earth currently.
Frankie aren't the only black marketeers in the galaxy.
Fair enough.
Wouldn't put it past good old humans.
But but the antimatter core would easily be spotted on sensors. Such a device could also prove devastating if handled improperly in regions on the planet.
So how do we get our hands on powerful enough sensors to find it? Or do we just walk around Paris with tricorders?
Is there a way to detect the components as they exist already? The ones that they took? Is there some sort of hour signature or something?
The devices are currently offline. There's no way to detect them until they complete the bomb.
Well, that's all too late then.
But we could detect the antimatter core.
Yes.
Okay, so how do we get
Okay.
our hands on a scanning system?
Arif chuckles to himself and mutters out loud, "We could always steal a shuttle."
Well, that sounds like fun.
Um,
Speaking from experience, it is not fun.
wait. Could I
You've stolen a shuttle before.
wait? Hold on. Let's see if I can requisition one. I mean, I do have to get back to San Francisco somehow.
I'm gonna stop you guys real quick. What are you guys getting at here? Like, where are you going? Because this is a lot of this is like free. You know, like you guys are planning on how you going to track down this stuff and retrieve or stop the Jinkari. But what use are you guys going to plan on doing with the shuttle?
Get sensors to scan for the core.
We're trying to get sensors to detect the antimatter core, and a shuttle would have that equipment to do that.
I've also already stated that you could tap into the sensor network around Earth. You would have to be careful about it. And there is possible other means at your disposal. Instead of just a shuttle. A shuttle is not going to have the sensitive sensors to scan the planet for an antimatter core.
We could steal a starship.
I was just about to say the same thing. Oh no.
I mean, I guess I could try hacking the Theros security net. Can't be that hard. Ish.
Uh-oh.
Well, one of you have to have a starship in orbit.
The
I
USS
believe-
Portland.
I believe also you could attempt to contact Lieutenant Commander Prax. Her memory should start before me by now.
Oh right. She's a captain in the future, right? Let's get on her good side. It's never nice to be on the bad side of a captain unless necessary.
Anybody know where she's stationed now?
We could look her up. But yeah, let's get her involved and then see if we can get on one of those starships up there. We have a bunch of them. They're trying to destroy them, I guess, because they're all this fleet week. So
You said your starship's in orbit, and you say that, Doc?
yeah, it's my first station though, so I don't know how many figures I can pull up these days. But well, at least first station in space. Anyway,
You could bring a couple of brand new shiny cadet visitors on board.
well, I'm sure I can get that
And their
going.
chaperone.
Sure. So what's our purpose? We just need to get a sensor scan, so we can get access to that.
It's not like their sensor systems are classified.
Yeah, I mean, we'd have to ask the captain.
Yeah, you could
The officer on
show
deck, at
us
least.
how it's done on the big starship.
Be like a demonstration, like the LT said.
For your looking at Garibaldi and then Vogel. For your niece. Oh, or cousin. Distant family through marriage. You know.
Uh, why would I complicate it?
Can I have some popcorn? Oh,
Fair enough.
you read my mind? You read my bowl?
Anyway,
Right.
yeah.
We got options. I mean, that seems like the one least likely to get us in trouble.
That's better than stealing a shuttle, that's for sure.
That would be the one most likely to get us in trouble.
Yeah. All you
I
gotta do
mean,
is ask for a scan for. You know what you're looking for, right?
yeah, but we can't tell anybody what we're looking for.
I mean, but what signature are you looking for?
We're looking for the antimatter cores in places they're not supposed to be.
Antimatter core. Okay.
I mean, again, if you're if you're nervous about that, Doc, I mean,
I'm not nervous. I just
I
think
can
we should
I
be
can
clear and precise about what we're looking for.
I can try to hack the planetary security net, but I'm not sure I'm that good.
Yeah, that seems extreme, but it is on an option. Well, let's see if I can get beamed back up to the Portland and go from there.
I mean, couldn't we just use the public transporter to get up to your ship?
Sure. Well, I mean, you would have to have permission to go on board, but I do. So, Dr. Mountain to the USS Portland?
Go ahead, Dr. Mountain.
I'm going to bring a couple guests aboard for a short time. Just like to show around a little bit, show what a big starship looks like. A couple cadets from the academy are going to be. So, chaperone. So,
I need to
forward
get.
to beam up.
I need to get authorization from the captain, Doctor.
Of
We're
course.
currently under orders to not allow any unauthorized visitors on board currently.
Was there a state of alert that I'm not aware of?
We've been monitoring several break-ins throughout, at least on the starbase and on Earth.
Really?
Currently, all ship vessels are to be on lockdown for further notice.
Oh, okay. Are you at liberty to speak about what those conditions might be? What was stolen or what I should be on the lookout for? Suspicious activity, as it were. But either way, talk to the captain and see about it might be a brief tour, or okay.
I will be in touch, Doctor. Portland out.
Sure. Check for antimatter. There might be a situation.
They hanged up.
Oh, I probably should have said that. Maybe they didn't hear it. Anyway, well, not that way. Unless the captain says otherwise. But they're, as you heard, they're on alert with starbase and ships being stolen from. So, kind of sounds like the MO of what we're. MO, is that the right one? To.
Well, looks like you're up, Chief.
All right.
Perhaps we should look into what's being stolen.
Yeah, it's on the pipeline. Maybe we just need to listen in.
I mean, my guess would be a shuttle.
They bait us to it, Chief.
Well, they're ahead of us now, so we need to catch up. Do what you can, guys.
Is it
Ladies,
possible to get a security briefing
everybody.
about what's missing?
Security brief.
Well, we could try to hack Starfleet security communications.
I mean, we need to do this clandestine, but we also need to try to leave no footprints behind. You know what I'm saying?
How good's your communications equipment, Beckett?
It is adequate.
All right, so with the equipment we have, how difficult would it be to listen in on the Starfleet security channels?
If we need to get a detailed report, I could ask the other members who memories I have been transferred to. That's the GM almost misspeaking, so not her. Besides the four of you, there are 6 other individuals as well.
Oh,
Your memories are just further along than theirs.
well, what about that Prax person? You have a way to get a hold of her?
Communication with her has been troubling. She's attempting to dodge her first officer. Something
You put us
about
all.
dodging Admiral Balls during the week.
I try to do that every week.
Do we got anyone else that's had their future memories installed? They could get us access to security. They could either remember a stolen shuttle, which I doubt they would, unless they're remember because these are changes of the timeline happening now,
Right.
or could get us access to the security feeds.
Well, let's see if we can look up Prax at least. But like you said, it might be hard to communicate with them. I don't know. I guess you're up, Garibaldi. See if we can listen in at least. Might be able to help a little bit.
Should we not at least attempt to get a hold of this Prax before
Well, like,
before we start messing around with security?
well, I
briefings?
mean, I understand that, but Aurora mentioned that they're trying to avoid their first officer. So if we send any message, that might just compromise Prax right away. Even if it does. You know what I mean?
It's not that a matter of compromise. It may be difficult to get a hold of her.
All right, XO, it's your call.
I'm inclined to move forward. I'd say, if anything, let's try to leave her some sort of message. And if nothing else, I don't want to sit around here chasing a possible dead end.
right, Beckett. See if we can get a hold of see if we can get a hold of Prax.
Guys, gaining momentum.
Nice.
Through the console, Beckett works on and manages to pull up audio. This is Lieutenant Commander Prax. On board the
You hurt?
USS Olympia. No, I'm sorry. Who is this?
You can call me Arif.
That name sounds familiar.
It should. Where's the Olympia at the moment?
Right, this has to do with the temporal stuff. Just 1 second. You're on a more secure line. What can I do for you?
Well, for starters, you could. Where's the Olympia presently?
We're in orbit. Currently, I got placed on early skeleton crew duty.
Listen, Lieutenant Commander, do you have access to these sensors?
Yes, I do have access to the sensors.
Awesome.
Listen, you should trust your instincts, but I'm about to pass you over to one of my partners. They're gonna let you know um, what to scan for. It's critically important that you get us this information as soon as possible. And if you could fill us in on the general alert and send it down here.
Right, the current ship lockdowns. I will forward you the information on the lockdowns. But what am I looking for?
Give me 1 second, please. And I'm gonna basically step aside and look to Vogel and Garibaldi, and kind of nod to them as if it's time to get out of the batter's box.
Displaced micro antimatter cores and deflector arrays.
Well, I'm pretty sure I can't scan for the deflector rays, but the micro antimatter cores, they're all fairly standard on all shuttlecraft, including runabouts. I could technically check to see if all of them are accounted for. Civilian variants still use fusion cores, if I'm not mistaken.
We believe that this is one of the components that is needed.
Right. Let me check the security report to see if there's been any Starfleet shuttlecraft that's been stolen. Can she spend a momentum?
Sure.
Yes.
You get it back. It would appear that all shuttlecraft and runabouts, at least for Starfleet designation, are currently accounted for, and currently are all being monitored.
Then what's missing?
From the security report, most of it is power relays and small sample components. Old isolinear chips, and various other things. Also, there was a group of kids that got caught breaking into One of the zoo laboratories on the USS Tyra and Goga.
Zoo?
It's zoology. It's a science vessel. They were studying various species from is it Relicon? Yeah, Relicon 4. But those corporates have been taken into custody. I don't see how that would have pertained to this bomb.
Well, we don't know all the details, so we can't rule anything out, but it seems implausible at least.
There might be something in the security reports that Starfleet missed.
All right. Well, you can do that scan. That'd be great. Anything else?
I just told you all micro antimatter cores are accounted for.
Oh, right. So, what was stolen from the Starbees?
To rehash what my character said, small components, isolated chips, harness wiring, and some relay stuff. Along with a break-in on board the Tyra and Goga. That's hard. Can't talk. In the zoology, laboratories.
Zoology, right.
I was sure that we would find an antimatter core that was not in a shuttle, or not in a place it shouldn't be.
I do apologize. I need to end this subspace call.
Thank you for your help.
Good luck. Prox out.
All right. Well, I think we got what we got. So we didn't detect anything, I guess. So now what?
I don't know. That was my idea.
It was a good one.
Well, we have to assume that they're eventually going to want to steal these bigger items. They're going to need
Monitor?
It's going to be hard to do with all the starships on lockdown.
Lieutenant Commander Price did forward us the security reports. I do have that pulled up now if you wish to review it.
Yeah, maybe if
Please.
you guys should go through those and see if you see anything.
Reason plus security difficulty 2.
I'll give you a threat for bold. You take espionage, infiltration, or research as a focus.
I'll take espionage. Gain a momentum.
peculiar. LT, I'm showing finding a security report that a data breach happened at 1500 hours at Starfleet R&D in Okinawa. But the security reports don't show any data stolen.
You said, I'm sorry, after you said 1,300 hours.
1500 at the R&D labs in Okinawa.
Really?
Would they have put something there?
I don't know. I mean, since they've repaired the holes in security, but they don't show any data was stolen.
Yeah, but it might have already gone past their security, so it might be inside. I don't know. Once the virus is inside something, it's hard to get out. So I probably should at least warn them or something.
Well, they already know. It's in a security report.
I know, but I mean, they know that a data breach happened and nothing else happened, but that doesn't mean that. I don't know. Grasping at straws here, I guess. But you never
What
know
were
what
they trying to? What was the breach trying to do?
exactly. What's at that research place anyway? Has to be something related to. It might be experimental technology they needed. That's research labs have that kind of stuff, I'm sure. I don't know. This is your guys' department.
Well, I don't think there's any reason to warn them. We're not 100% sure what we're warning them from, and quite frankly, the less spectacles we can make of ourselves, the better. Equally, I don't think that a doctor, an officer, and two or three cadets really have the ability to affect our own break-in. So I'd say, if nothing else, learn what we can from afar, or try to find a different avenue.
Jim, is there any way to find out if the R&D lab in Okinawa was doing any kind of temporal research?
This would be a reason plus science difficulty 2 to figure out what research they were conducting there. To kind of go through older archive files that are not secure.
Okay. Do you take research as a focus?
Yeah, reason plus science difficulty 2.
I mean, will you take research as a focus?
Yes.
Alright.
Could I possibly assist that one? Because I'd probably be a little curious
Sure.
as well what they were working on.
Right. I'm gonna spend a momentum. I'll take that assist. There's the 2.
There's a complication.
I am gonna spend the last 2 momentum to squash it.
They are not doing, the Okinawa lab is not doing any temporal research present. They have been currently from studies it's been coming out of the R&D department is upgraded schematics along the lines of creating new deflector arrays.
Well, it's a good bet we know what they're after.
So it would seem.
Oh, that was one of the components they were looking for, right?
Again, what was the nature of that security breach? Was it a unauthorized break-in? an attempted hack attempt?
Good question. I had assumed from data breach that it was a computer break-in, like someone had hacked their system. Is that what it was, Prax?
A data breach, but nothing was taken. Like, no files were copied.
That Starfleet Security knows about.
Right. Just saying. That's what the report says. But they plugged the hole, essentially, according to the report.
Well, if these schematics are to be believed here, they're going to want a micro deflector array, and if this place has one,
You think they're going to try to go to the R&D lab and steal it?
I think the breach was an attempt to get a floor plan so that they can try to steal it. Yes.
That's a reasonable assumption. And seeing as how I'm stumped for other ideas, question is what do we do about it?
If you wish to investigate, I can tap the transporter over here and beam you straight over to there. Or at least get you close enough to the lab.
Just out of curiosity, do you have any weapons?
They're older models, but these Type 2 hand phasers should be adequate. And she opens up the container and pulls out some TOS era hand phasers.
Oh, those have such a better look. Reef's gonna grab one and says, "I remember these. This brings me back."
A little harder to conceal.
Still, nothing like a good grip in your hand, Chief. You come to appreciate the little things.
Would it not be suspicious if 2 officers and 2 cadets were carrying around old hand phaser technology?
Oh, that is certainly a fair point.
You are also currently in civilian attire. I did have some uniforms fabricated this morning. And she goes through and pulls out, or well, has like a bag or 2 bags, and there's some uniforms.
You're always thinking ahead. That's good.
Well,
I was more thinking for Garibaldi and Sarah here. I would figure you would be able to use your own uniforms, but
yes, apparently I will need to make a stop back at my temporary lodgings.
these should fit you.
Excellent.
You got any transporter tags? So once if we find these folks and stun them, you got transporter tags, so you can grab them, bring them back here, I guess. We haven't discussed what we're going to do when we catch them.
we catch them. How many are there? Do we know?
6 in total. They could be placed here. I can attempt to fabricate get the acquired equipment for a proper containment for them. They would probably need to be sedated for while I get that completed, Doctor. If you manage to capture any of them, that is.
I'll be ready.
What's the plan then? Just to keep them sedated and incapacitated in this room indefinitely?
Until you can figure out a way to turn them over to proper authorities and with proper evidence of the bomb. At that point, I'm sure Captain Prax would contact Temporal Affairs.
Lieutenant Commander Prax. So
Yes,
they
apologies,
might not
Lieutenant
have the
Commander Prax.
highest authority necessarily.
So, just let me make sure I have this right. Your plan is to essentially keep them here for 8 years.
I'm referring to the present. After we capture and neutralize the bomb, we contact authorities afterwards.
Fair enough.
We can find and neutralize the bomb. I think what she's saying is that we can bring the Department of Temporal Affair investigations in on it.
Yes, at that point, the risk to further contamination of the timeline would cease.
Understood.
Unless you got any better ideas, LT, I think we have to go with this idea.
Let's do it, Chief. And please, call me Arif.
Sure thing, LT.
I guess some things will have never changed, Chief.
Do you guys wish to continue, or do you want to stop here for until next week? Because we are already approaching 3 hours and 40 minutes.
Probably be a good stopping point.
Yeah, in all honesty, I'm pretty wiped at the moment.
It's just before the big confrontation, so a good cliffhanger spot.
Yeah.
Maybe we beam in and then we see. Dun dun dun.
We see the room dematerialize.